Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another video. It has to be done, man. Deco out. The movement. It has to be done. I'm not starting it. I'm only pushing the movement. We was Ter Stegen out. Look where it got us. We're that much closer. Now, with Deco, we gotta get him out of here, bro. It's just that simple. We have to get Deco out of here. I'm over here chilling. I'm in America. So when it's like noon over there, I'm just now waking up. You know what I'm saying? And when I wake up, I'm getting all kind of alerts about what's going on. So I'm gonna walk y'all through it like how I saw it. So I see it, right? And they're talking about Bayern Munich submitting an official bid of 67.5 million euros to Liverpool. And they reject it immediately. And you might ask, what the hell does that have to do with Barcelona? That's Bayern and Liverpool's business, right? This is where it's fucked up. The player has made it clear that he wants to leave. This is why Bayern is putting an offer. And this is why Barcelona, I believe, soon will be putting in an offer. And I'm going to tell you why. What does that say? They remain in contact in Diaz's aid. If they knew, because if we know the price, you best believe that Barcelona, Deco, Laporta, we know how much it's going to cost. We know it. So it's not like we over here thinking, oh, there's no way this deal can't get done without it at least being, we seen 67 was rejected. So I'm thinking minimum 75, 80, minimum. So if we know that, surely they know that. And I think they're okay with it. I really do think they're okay with it. And why I say that, Deco is crazy about Luis Diaz, man. We already knew based on the fact that Diaz this far into the transfer window is still being linked. That's only one man. That's only one man doing that, and that's Deco. Y'all, it has to be stopped, man. When I say he's taking the club backwards compared to where we were the summer of 2022, where we signed Lewandowski, when we signed Koundé, Kessie, Rafinha. That was our old sporting director. But since Deco is taking over, you know what? I'm going to just show you. This is Deco's first year in charge. 30 million. And mind you, this is 2023, 2024. So if we not in the 1-1 rule now, imagine how financially strict it was back then. 30 million for Vitor Roque, who we didn't even bring in the summer. He stays until the winter. Mistake number 1. 2, Xavi never wanted him. So Xavi never wanted him. We splashed 30 million. Not a good signing. Where is he at today? Not with the club. Romeo. Do I need to go any further on that? Ilkay Gundogan. I personally kind of fuck with the Ilkay Gundogan signing. The idea of it, him coming for free. And I think just that season before, they won the treble, right? I know they won the Champions League, but was that the treble as well? I believe so. So Ilkay Gundogan, I wasn't mad at it. That's a half decent signing, especially again because it's free. But I think that was more of a market opportunity than it was something that is something that we need and he fits. You see how Madrid waits until a player runs down his contract. He's somewhat in his prime. He fits a need, and then they go and get him. This wasn't that to me. I think it was just, hey, Ilkay Gundogan always dreamed of playing in Barcelona. He's on a free. Why not? Same thing happened with Inigo Martinez. So the 2 free transfers, which is completely up to the player at that point. No negotiating with the club. The player is actually picking where they want to go. And the club just got to make sure they got the wages. And in our situation, we're going to be like, yeah, these are first team players. So these players, these 2 fell on our lap. I liked João Cancelo at first, but over time you realize he's horrible defensively. So that wasn't a good. It was a loan, so it's whatever with that. I'm gonna be honest, it's whatever with that. João Felix, same thing, loan. It was working at stints, but overall it flopped. And they both came at the same time. So this is Deco's first transfer window. Nothing to glamorize about. The only player that is still having an effect on this roster today is Inigo Martinez. So we had a whole summer to have one player be effective for years to come. That's his first year. Second year comes in. We felt we needed a winger. We had Pedri. We had Fermin Lopez. We have Rafinha, who we now know that can drop in the middle. Cam really wasn't something that we needed. And again, dealing with a tight budget. And what do? And I like Dani Olmo. I do. But he wasn't needed. So we splashed $55 million on Dani Olmo. Knowing his injury history and all, didn't matter. Splashed $55 million on him. We're going to wait to see in the long run how that works out. I do think he will be a success because he's a smart player. He's a technical player. For Dani Olmo, he just has to stay healthy. That's his main thing. But $55 million on a player that we really didn't need a number 10. We really didn't need somebody to sit in that middle in a 4-2-3-1. Now we're already talking about putting Rafinha in the middle. And since Lewandowski's getting older, move him out the lineup and then now have Dani Olmo as a false 9, which I think will cook. But did we sign him for that? I guess it doesn't matter if he's getting on the pitch and he's productive. But I don't think when Deco splashed the $55 million, I don't think it was because he sees him as a false 9. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he saw that. He had a really great Euros. He came off of good Euros, obviously with Lamine and Spain and all, the whole 9. But you can't warrant 55 million euros. Pau Victor is already being linked to an exit. Got rid of Mikael Faye, but we needed money and we had to sell him. They're not even showing. It was a sale, right? Because that wasn't a loan. So how much was that for? I will say the club cooked with this Szczesny signing. That's a good one. So Dani Olmo, cool, really wasn't needed. It's still a wait and see. This is a flop. And this came because of our situation. If Ter Stegen doesn't get hurt, this signing never happened. So I'm not going to really give him credit from that. We just knew that we didn't want to rock with Iñaki Peña for the rest of the fucking season. And I don't blame him. So this kind of fell on their lap. So it's whatever. This summer it looked like it was more focused on outgoings, even though we had close to about maybe 60 million and we spent right about 57. So, whatever, right? Not a good window. Nothing really to brag about. Again, understanding our financial situation. But this was not a good window. 2023, 2024 wasn't a good window. And then you're going to look at this window. The signing of John Garcia. This might end up being his best signing he's made since he's became our sporting director. But to me, that's a layup. Because, he had a release clause. And he's on low wages. So it's nothing for us to splash $25 million. And to be able to give him a pay increase, and we go off that. So, I don't know what Deco is doing. Now, it just bothers me that you look at his track record since he's came here. There's nothing really to say, wow, Deco, you're killing it. Yeah, he hasn't even had one summer in his 2023, 2024, so that's one. 2024, 2025, that's two. 2025, 2026. So we're on to 3 summers now. This is going to be the completion of his 3rd summer. And I haven't really seen anything that make me say this window alone is going to be able to take us over the edge. Now, shout out to Hansi Flick. That might have been the best signing. And I don't know if he had much to do with that. I think that was Laporta. And I really think it was Flick always wanting to manage at Barcelona. So the opportunity just came up. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how Laporta is supporting this. I don't understand why he's not getting more criticism from the board. I think they're overplaying the financial restrictions. This far in, we should be at a 1-1. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. I don't. But Deco out, man, because this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous because shout out to this guy. I got the thumbnail for you. Yeah, I definitely nabbed you, my dog. But y'all make sure y'all go follow him, man. But look at the damage that he's doing, bro. How are you not interested in Rafael Leao being Portuguese? I haven't even mentioned that yet. You interested in Christopher Nkunku, bro? I almost did a video just separately on that. I was fuming. What do you mean we linked to Christopher Nkunku? Are you for real? Barcelona Football Club is linked to a player like that, and that's no disrespect. I'm sorry, because it's coming off as super disrespectful. He's just not the level of Barcelona. He's just not. Not on his good day. Not when he was fucking doing the balloon celebration in Germany. Now we're not doing that. He even at that time he wasn't good for us. He has an obsession with Luis Diaz. We talked about. Rejected by Bergvall and rejected by Nico. I don't know if you could really put that on him. I think the whole club knew. I think that was Laporta's signing. So I'm not going to be unfair. But, I don't know, man. We got to get the movement started, man. Deco out. I need y'all, if you fuck with that movement, if you fuck with the Deco out movement, I need y'all to hashtag Deco out in the comments. Leave a like. Subscribe if you new. It's just been frustrating, man, because you can already see this is just not going to be a good summer, and that's unfortunate. So until next time, man, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Doses.